It's the Rise and Hive podcast with Leanne and Melissa. It's the Rise and Hive podcast with Leanne and Melissa.
Welcome to the Rise and Hive podcast
With me, legendary Leanne,
and me, magnificent Melissa.
where connection, laughter, gratitude, and a few golden nuggets are always on the menu. And welcome to our midweek pick-me-up episode of Question of the Week. So, last week's question was all about potatoes. What is your favourite type of potato? And it's been a hot topic. Topic.
People love the potato, Leanne.
People are big potato fans, which we knew.
Yeah,
we
we
knew
did.
there would be.
Yeah.
We knew there'd be a lot of love for the humble potato, but lots of discussion on the potato front. I didn't have a favourite. I struggled with a favourite. I've been giving it a lot of thought over the last week.
Good, I'm glad
I
that
have
you've
been pondering.
done
I'm
that.
still not sure. Let me give you some reflections. Over the last week, I've eaten a lot of new potatoes. Now,
Yes.
I've struggled to get my hands on some just regular new potatoes. Jersey Royals are in season,
Mm-hmm.
so I've been on the Jersey Royals. I think I've had them pretty much every day for my tea.
Do you enjoy Jersey
I do
Royal,
enjoy a
right?
Jersey Royal, but these haven't been great ones, you know. They've
Mhm.
been a bit of a poor show, but I have been enjoying them. I've been, struggling through on the Jersey Royals. I wouldn't say they were my favourite though. They're not my favourite. They weren't top tier. I think the roast. I think a good roast. Now, I do make a good roast. Now, I did get some feedback on Liam about roast potatoes. He never used to like a roast potato. He would actively turn down a roast potato on a Sunday dinner.
I would have took his.
Well, I always took, yeah.
Just
I'll
keep
take-
them, Liam, and I'll take them.
Yes,
Thank you. I'll have the
absolutely.
extras.
Absolutely. I'm with you on
Yeah.
that one. But he did confess to me this morning, it's because he used to think that they smelled like wee when they came out of the oven. And I was like, sorry, say what? And he went,
What would
Is
have been cooked in?
and he said they used to smell like wee coming out the oven. Now, I don't think he's referring to my roast potatoes. I think they might have been his mum's roast potatoes. I don't, but Margaret did a canny roast potato. But my roast potatoes are top tier. I do a top tier roast potato. And now he actively loves a roast potato. Loves them when he's like, because you've stopped weighing on the potatoes.
I'm glad that you have stopped weighing on the potatoes, Leanne.
I have stopped weighing on the
I
roast
mean,
potatoes, which
yeah.
has opened the door for Liam to enjoy a roast potato.
Yeah.
But the reason he likes a roast potato is because he can put a large amount of salt on it. Now, this was a question that I need to bring to you. He puts vinegar on a roast potato.
Oh, God, no.
I know.
Oh, I mean, I didn't even need to think. That reaction was just there, like, oh, no. No.
No. Now, obviously not on a Sunday dinner, but
You know what, actually? Right. Okay.
I'm going to go somewhere.
I've already gone 2 places. Okay, I'll let you go.
Well, I don't mind. I think you might be going down the mint sauce veg.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, so you are putting mint sauce all
With
over,
vinegar.
which is vinegar, all over your dinner.
And it's
Although
delicious.
although it's white vinegar.
No, it's not. Oh, I don't use white vinegar. I just use malt.
Oh, do you use malt? Oh, well, my granddad always used to use white, and I'm absolutely certain that might be what other people in my family use as well, because it's a lighter colour as well. I'm sure it was
well,
white.
it might be.
I mean,
Let us-
I might need to check my facts. I
Well,
mean, but I'm
as
certain it
ever.
was white vinegar. I'm sure it was. I don't think it makes much difference between a malt or a
No.
white.
Well, yes, I go in just with the regular malt, but so I hope. Well, I think certainly people from the northeast will know what we're talking about. So when we say mint, it's and you have everybody makes it slightly differently. Lettuce, finely chopped, onion. Now, Liam's mum always used to do spring onion.
Yeah.
My mum used to do regular onion.
Mhm.
Either or, finely chopped. Sugar,
Yes.
fresh mint, vinegar.
Yes.
Delicious.
Delicious.
Is there anything else missing from that ingredient list?
No, I don't think so.
And
No.
Liam's mum used to call it veg. She would call it veg because she would also use mint sauce out of a jar. If she had lamb, that would just be mint sauce out of a jar. But if she had beef, in the summer, she would make veg, which was the mint with the lettuce and the spring onion, and she would call that veg. What do you call it? Do you call it just mint?
Yeah, just mint.
Yeah, I think we would call it
Yes.
mint. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my granddad. And my dad has actually, to be fair, picked up the recipe like my granddad, which is very, very good. Because whenever I smell mint, lavender and mint, I just rub my fingers around them, and that's my granddad smells.
Oh, nice.
Always takes me back to my granddad.
Nice.
Yeah. So association of being a little girl around my granddad. But Yes, so the roast potato there with the vinegar. So the two things that came to my mind, you were right. Mint sauce. My first reaction would be like, why are you doing that? But actually we do then put mint sauce all over our Sunday lunch. Also, is it much different that the fact that you'd put vinegar all over a chip?
Well, this is Liam's point
There
around
is an
it,
element there.
but it just feels wrong. It feels unnecessary. Although,
Does he do it all the time?
Yes. And he was like, the reason I like a roast potatoes is because I can put salt and vinegar on it.
Mm.
And I said, well, you can put salt. Well, you can't be putting salt on mash. And I was like, well, you can. But like Liam never used, I am a salt fiend. I have a problematic relationship with salt. I use an excessive amount. I have cut myself back.
Talk about it.
Well, no, I just enjoy it. I wish people would just leave me alone and let me eat my salt without judgment. But yes, I do I've always loved salt, and I do eat quite a lot of salt. I have to be careful when I cook for other people because I'm like, have I excessively oversalted it? But I do enjoy salt. Liam never used to have salt, and then he met me, and then now he is worse than me. And I can't remember who the person was. Liz Kershaw. So Liam got judged by Liz Kershaw on a cruise once for the amount of salt he put on his chips. So she was on our cruise, Liz Kershaw, off of the BBC, I think it will have been. She was on the same cruise.
No, I must admit, when you were saying her name there,
you were like, I don't know who that is.
Should I know Liz Kershaw? Am I meant to know who she is?
And I don't
know who she is.
Well, I guess to full disclosure, I may need to fact check myself because I'm like, was it Liz Kershaw? I'm fairly certain it was. I wouldn't have recognised her.
Was she a presenter or something?
I think she was a presenter.
Okay.
Radio presenter, perhaps. I will fact check this information. But she was probably not known. No, we'll just carry on with our day and not give it a second thought. But Liz Kershaw was on the same cruise that we were on, and she was sat opposite us at dinner one night. Now Liam goes wild with the salt. He must have been having something like steak and chips, and he was going for it, and the salt wasn't coming out very heavily out of the salt shaker, and he was going for it, and she was just sat openly staring, and then she was like, look at the amount of salt he's putting on his food. So I look, and I was like, I can literally see you talking about it. So I was like, yes, he likes salt. I was like, just go away with your salt judgment. We don't need
bin, Sue.
Yes, Liz. Who's Sue?
Oh, Sue.
Sue, go in the bin as well. Don't know who you are, but if you're judging me on the salt.
Yeah.
But yes, Liz. Clearly she's a big deal. But yeah, she was very judgmental. But no, I don't need to talk about my love of salt. I just need people to not judge the amount of salt that I have. But he is worse than me now for salt. And so when he has chips or roast potatoes, like the amount he puts on is wild, even to the point where I'm like, Liam, that's too much. You can't be having that. But that's why he likes a roast potato, because he can put the salt and vinegar on it. But I was like, but you can put it on mash. But I think it's more like he likes it. It's a good receptacle.
Yeah.
We then got into a conversation about, he's never had a jack potato in his life. Never had one. He's just like, no, I don't like them. I'm like, how would you know you've never had one? And he said, but it's got the skin. It's got the skin. And I said, well, so I do new potatoes, and I smash them down and coat them in garlic and rosemary and do them in the air fryer with a bit of oil, and they are delightful. And I'm like, they've got the skin on. And he was like, yes, they do. And I said, and when I make chips out of the air fryer, I don't peel them. They've got the skin on. He was like, yes, they have, haven't they? So then
you're making him rethink his ways.
He had a little bit of a revelation about the fact that he might actually like a jack potato, but at no point will he try one. He's just like, no, I don't like them. So he wouldn't try them. But he was coming in with a firm favourite of the roast. That was his feedback on the situation.
Well, all of my feedback, bar one, the majority of my feedback has been the love of the roast. The roast has come in on the top. Kay, my stepmom, who listens every Sunday normally and on the Wednesday as the podcast come out.
Aww.
She is a jack potato lover. She did say she's, all over. Everybody is a fan of potato. There is just something, one little vegetable, very versatile, isn't it?
Very versatile.
Very versatile. And you're getting some carbs as well,
What's not to love? Who doesn't love a carb?
Yeah, so she did say jack potato. She is a lover, and she was like, I could have a jack potato every day.
I could.
With whatever on it, with tuna, cheese, beans.
I would eat one like an apple. I've been known to eat one. I've been known to eat it at a barbecue. At a barbecue when there's like some jack potatoes, I'm like, when they're like a little bit cool, and
just pick it up and just
eat it like an apple. Yeah. I've been known to just smash a jack potato like an apple. Not a bother. Get amongst it.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
What's not to love?
I'm here for it. But yes, but the roast, sorry, just came in fine and divine. Just people are loving a good roast potato. When I did point out to my mum the other day when I was asking her and my sister, well, they were both roast potato fans, and I was like, Davey hasn't made a Sunday lunch for a long time, Mum. She's like, I know. He said he can't get his timings right anymore.
Oh, Davey.
So I think he's put himself under a little bit of pressure. But he's done a couple now. I've not had a Sunday lunch of his that has not been fine and divine, like absolutely superb. So I was like,
maybe Davey just needs a little confidence boost.
Maybe that's what it is. I mean, if you listen to the podcast, I'd put him in Braggers Corner for his Sunday lunch.
Well, there we go.
I know he's not listening to the podcast, but I might just,
we'll send him this clip.
Yeah.
We'll just send him this specific clip and be like, Davey.
He's not on social media. He's got a phone that.
Enough for your 3210.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know what it receives. I'm not really sure. But yeah, he's not
we'll
getting
mail it
clips
to
of
him on
this.
VHS.
I did point out about that, but he does do a cracker roast potato. And when we are there for Sunday at lunch, it's like just do as many as you can would be our sort of motto on it. And my mum was like, so how many roast potatoes? I was like, it's just as many as there is.
As many as we can.
We actually can get. So yes, it is making me think I do feel like I need a Sunday lunch.
I know, I'm also thinking, I'm a bit peckish, and I thought a Sunday lunch wouldn't go on this.
Lunches anywhere around
we could definitely do with a Sunday lunch.
Definitely. Yeah, it's making me hungry. Yeah. But yes, so yes, lots of love. Now, Ed,
I always love to know what Ed's in.
Friend, fan of the podcast. He is roast. He was coming in with the roast. And I had said to him, I was like, I want you to tell me why. And he was like, oh, just, very much love the roast. But he did then say he's never made a roast. He's never cooked a roast potato himself.
Right.
And he's never done mash either himself. Because I was like, oh, all the potatoes.
I was questioning this, but I'm also married to a man who's never made a roast potato or made mash.
Yes. I do think Ed does a lot of the cooking in the household. So I think
how is he getting his roast potatoes?
Well,
then,
what he did disclose also is that he loves Aunt Bessie's roast potato.
Sorry, what?
Aunt Bessie's roast potato and parsnips at Christmas. So I think
at Christmas.
I'm wondering if they're not Sunday lunch people and they're not having a Sunday lunch out for everyone, because I think it was very, very traditional for us growing up.
I need to sort my face out.
I was ignoring it. I was ignoring your face.
Just back it up a couple of steps. Are you telling me that Ed is putting a frozen roast potato on a Christmas dinner? Is that what I've heard? Have I heard that correctly?
Crap. Yes.
Is he okay?
Well, you might need to ask him. You might need to.
This is diabolical behaviour.
This is like,
this is up there with the frozen chips on Boxing Day.
This is in voice note, I have to say, that I've gotten this information. So maybe because
could there be a miscommunication? That's the only reason for.
Are you saying that I get my facts wrong, Leanne?
Well, it has been known. I just can't think of another. I can't think of any other reasonable explanation.
Fact check, but
there can't be another reason for it.
Well, we may have to get in amongst it and ask him in real life, IRL, when we see him. Maybe we need to ask him.
Do you know what? I'm gobsmacked. I'm gobsmacked because
are you not a frozen roasty person? Is that what you're telling us?
No, and I'll tell you for why.
Tell me why.
Because they're usually quite hard in the centre. They're normally dry. They're dry in texture. They're not. They're probably overly fluffy. You know, when I was saying last week about the Maris Piper, I find they're quite dry. I find a frozen one can be dry, and sometimes they're just hard in the centre. I find them difficult to cook. They can be overly crisp. They're just, don't get me wrong. If I was desperate, I would take one.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I would be so desperate. I would just be making a real one because they are elite and they're wonderful. And I can't think of a reasonable situation that would require a frozen roast potato or parsnip. To be fair, parsnips can go in the bin.
Oh, no, I love a roasted parsnip. No, I love roasted parsnips.
There's not a vegetable I don't like. I like all vegetables, but parsnips are my least favourite of the vegetables. But a frozen one, again, weird texture. The texture's bad.
Do you know what? Over the winter months when I like doing a bit of food prep, I love nothing more than doing some roasted carrots and parsnips. See, this is where you'll be. Melt a little bit of butter, mix in some honey and pour that on for the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes of cooking. Oh, so
See,
herb.
I think I'd take that. You know, I know I say I don't like the butter. I don't like it in its raw form,
Yeah, you're not
like
eating,
out of a block.
you're not eating it like an apple.
No, I'm not eating butter like an apple. I am not. No, thank you. But I do eat, like when I go to my brother's house at Christmas, he does mash with butter in it and he loves the butter. He goes heavy and I do eat it and I don't mind it. I think it's more of a mental thing in my
Yeah.
head of the butter. Melted or cooked in things, I would have it. I'm not that much of a psychopath.
Yeah, yeah.
But just on a bit of bread, cold, clagging to be top of my mouth. No, thank you. But I'd maybe take one.
We know
I'd
there's
maybe
some
take
trauma there from
there
that.
is from
Yeah.
being fed it on a spoon.
Yeah.
But I'm not averse to trying these honey roasted parsnips or carrots. I would take them.
They're very good. They're very good.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So, do we have any other feedback then before I take us on to this week's question?
Well, can I go back?
Well, always.
Because, just going back to the ear cleaning question. So, Kay, stepmom, friend, fan of the podcast, she wanted to say that I need to share something with you. She does not use a cotton bud to clean her ear.
Oh, so what is she using? Do tell.
A hair clip.
Sorry?
Yeah. So it took me a moment and I'm like, oh, right. So she explained to me every Sunday night growing up, it was her, a sister and a brother. Every Sunday night, they used to have their bath and the mum used to get them over the knee with the head on the side. And she used a little, like a Kirby clip.
A Kirby grip.
A Kirby grip and get that inside.
Howk it out.
And also on the same night would use the knitty comb. Now, for anybody who's not in the Northeast who might not know, that's like the head lice comb that you would use. So every Sunday night, they all got their hairs combed and they got the hair clip in the ear. So Kay still uses that now. So she went over to me dad, who's sitting on the sofa, completely oblivious to the conversation that we're having, and goes, Paul, how do you clean your ears? And he went, with a hair clip.
Oh,
And
so
he
she
said,
passed it on?
So, no. He says me nana did it.
Oh.
Now, I don't know whether I should share this information.
Probably not, but go on.
My nana is not here. But my sister reminded me when I shared this story with my sister, that my nana, she had said, sorry, I feel bad. She'd say my nana sometimes roll up the end of a newspaper and stick it in her ear and clean her ear.
Roll up
a piece of newspaper, get in and make it like sort of, and I pictured it. I can remember in the 80s seeing this.
I don't feel a newspaper would be like, I've sometimes used a tissue and just gone in with a tissue, but I feel a newspaper wouldn't be a very good receptacle.
My nana's not here, so I can't. Well,
we can't fact check the
information.
Let's
be honest, newspaper on your fingers just makes your fingers feel grubby, so I can't imagine how it's made.
Even the ink print in her ears.
I can't.
We can't fact check.
But I do visually remember seeing this as a child at some point, so I don't think it's a made-up story.
Oh, well, I've got a question on the Kirby grip, though.
Yes.
Does she have, like, a designated Kirby grip?
My dad does.
Right.
Because
he's got one designated.
He said it was inside the puffy that he had his feet up on.
Oh, so he's got his designated one.
He's got one that's
Are they sharing or have
No, because Kay didn't know.
Oh.
This was new information. They married, they lived together.
I say to you, isn't question of the week. It is all about
learning something new.
It's about creating that connection with people and an opportunity to find out something you didn't know about people.
Yeah. So there you go. We've learned today.
Well, I'd like to know.
I've learned today that you eat jack potatoes like an apple. Ed loves frozen roasty Auntie Bessie and on Christmas Day, and well, I'd learned this before, but from today, and we also know that my dad and stepmom are individually using Kirby grips to clean their ears. So not a cotton board. So they are the first two people that we know.
Well, do get in touch if you were using a Kirby grip to clean your ears. Who knew that was a thing? We want to hear from you. Do tell us more. I might get in amongst it and give that a little go myself. I might give that a try.
Oh, but actually, fact for you, my dad said he'd read in the newspaper that apparently he did tell me he's got very waxy ears. Very, very waxy ears. And I was wondering, could that be inherited? Because I said I thought I had quite waxy ears, didn't I?
Has he passed them on to you? Have you got your genetically waxy ears?
Yeah, he did say that he'd read in a paper that apparently if you stop cleaning them, they will start self-cleaning.
I don't think that's true.
So I've not fact checked that. That was just the information that was being shared. That Yes, that's what they say. So
Well, do get in touch. If you are not cleaning your ears, are they self-cleaning? Are your ears clean as a whistle? Let us know.
Mhm.
We'd love to hear from you.
yeah.
Well, on that note, I'm going to take us on to this week's question of the week. It is a bit connected, actually.
Oh.
It is connected. We've touched upon a couple of the topic already. We've touched on the topic through a couple of the things that we've said. So, are you ready for this week's question of the week,
I'm
Melissa?
ready, Leanne.
You ready? Okay. I want to talk Yorkshire puddings.
Oh, food related again.
Food
Our
related.
listeners love the
We
food
love
related
the
questions.
food. We love the
And
food.
we're just sitting there saying, we want a Sunday lunch, and
We
now we're
do.
talking Yorkshire puddings.
We're talking Yorkshire puddings. So, what are your views on Yorkshire puddings? So, let me set the scene. There's a few questions that arise from this. So, it's a broad question. I just want to know your views overall. So, first of all, are you only having Yorkshire puddings in a certain situation? So, for example, there's a lot of, we talked about the mint sauce, how Liam's mum would have the veg with the beef and the mint sauce with the lamb. Are you a strictly roast beef and Yorkshire pudding person? So if you had a Sunday lunch that was not roast beef, would you have a Yorkshire pudding on it? That's something I'd like to know. What's your views about a Yorkshire pudding when it comes to Christmas dinner? Yorkshire pudding's on, yes or no? Are there other situations where you're putting a Yorkshire pudding in the mix? You know, sausage and mash, poured in the hole. What's your thoughts on it? Let's talk Yorkshire puddings overall.
Oh,
Go.
Yorkshire puddings. Love a Yorkshire pudding. Love, 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 love. And do you know what it is? They should be on all lunch, Sunday lunch. Well, we call them Sunday lunch. It's
Sunday
still
dinner.
It's
Sunday
Sunday
dinner.
dinner. Sunday dinner. But even then, if you're during the week, we're like, oh, I've done Sunday dinner during the week. But basically, just a plate of meat, veg, a Yorkshire pudding. Does not matter. I no longer eat red meat, so that would not. I would just normally have chicken or turkey, but I did when I used to. But a Yorkshire pudding should be on any Sunday dinner. There's
All Sunday dinners.
all Sunday dinner that should be on there. There's no hold back. Homemade,
Yes.
homemade are the ones. I will say you can get a fairly decent store one. I don't mind the ones that are in the fridge. The ones that are in the fridge.
Yes, yeah.
And what they are, they're then they've been prepared and they're then in the fridge and literally they just need warming up, and they're normally very crispy and they're very, very good.
They're all right. I would take one. They're no comparison for the real thing, but
they're pretty decent.
They're all right.
And they're good for that midweek. If you're doing a dinner and you do not want to be standing making Yorkshire pudding mixture, they are handy and good for that. So here for it. Christmas Day, again, don't care what meat you're having, you need to have a Yorkshire pudding on there. We have gone out for Christmas lunch the last sort of few years, and there was one year when we have to do your pre-ordering on there. It was like, if you got the beef, you got the Yorkshire pudding, and with the turkey. And we all said,
no.
we will pay extra. We all put in an extra order that we all wanted Yorkshire puddings on our lunch.
Yeah, don't be punishing us with it. Sometimes they try and punish it because I go for a vegetarian dinner. So if I go out for Sunday, well, sometimes it's either just you get no meat or you might get like a nut roast or something like that. But I'm like, I'm not going to be punished, am I, with no Yorkshire pudding?
Yeah.
Just to clarify, and like to make sure sometimes they like to punish it by not giving you a Yorkshire pudding. So good spot on that Christmas dinner. Imagine if you got there and you'd ordered something else and then it came and it didn't come with the Yorkshire pudding.
I mean, that's the day I want it all on my plate. I'm having it all. That's the one thing I will say. We've gone out and I love it. I do love the non-stress, the no cleaning up. It's just, I do enjoy that part of going out for Christmas lunch. But what I will say is, when you have a Christmas lunch in the house, we are the family that does every veg that's available.
All the veggies.
All the veg. I mean, there will be all of the potatoes on go that day, you know, roast, mash, a bit of new maybe. There'll be the pigs in blankets. There will be everything going on that lunch. Brussels, turnip, broccoli,
the full shebang.
There's an element that you miss that when you go out there, not giving
you're not getting
going
the full
all
shebang.
in. They're not going all in, but it is the peace and the no cleaning up, no trying to get everything out.
The problem is, so you've got no leftovers.
Well, do you know what we now do? So Davy, the stepdad,
does Davy knock out
Davy
dinner?
does a turkey, so he does a turkey crown. So we've always got things for that.
Right.
So we will still do bits and bobs. So we've got it for the tea on Christmas Day, and for anything for the days following. So
that's okay. I was worried for a second. Now I'd like to know. I've got two very important questions. Number one is, how many Yorkshire puddings are you having on a dinner as a rule? And number two is, do you like a crispy bottom? Do you like a stodgy? Do you like a stodgy pudding? Like what consistency of Yorkshire pudding do you like? So personally, I like a crispy bottom, but I like a little bit of stodge, a little bit of
Yes, I'm
stodge,
with you.
but with a very crispy bottom. That would be my top tier method of cooking a Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah, yeah. I like both because my nana did a very, very crispy Yorkshire pudding. Her Yorkshire puddings were very, very, very crispy. And Davy's he has got that little bit of stodge in the bottom. I'm not fussy. I'm going to be honest.
just
I'm
take
easy. And in terms of numbers,
How many are we having?
I
There's
don't
no
have a
limit.
restriction. So if depending how many's there, I could have finished everything on my plate and then had 10 minutes and I would put another Yorkshire pudding on and then put a bit more gravy on, a bit of mint sauce, a bit of salt and pepper, and I'm jobs to
Back
go.
in.
Now, I'll tell you what my granddad used to do.
Do tell.
So my granddad, he went to the club every Sunday. That was his thing. He went, had a couple of pints at the club, came back and then had his Sunday lunch. So most of the family would have already had theirs and he would have his later.
Oh,
So
right.
sometimes when I was little, I'd be always like, no, I'm going to wait for my granddad, and I'd wait and have my dinner with him.
Oh,
But my love of pepper, I love pepper on everything, was because I remember being very little, sitting on his knee and him feeding me his dinner, and he always put pepper all over his
now
dinner.
are we talking a cracked black pepper or are we talking white pepper?
We're talking the white pepper that is
Finely ground, yes.
finely ground. My granddad put that all over his dinner, and I love that because of my granddad. Now I do use the ground black pepper as well, but he would come in and he would sit down and have his Yorkshire puddings and gravy first.
Quite the bold move.
And then my nana would come and bring him his Sunday lunch.
Oh,
and
so
it'd
like
still
you'd
be
like
a Yorkshire pudding, but he'd have like a little starter. He'd have a little starter of some Yorkshire
I
puddings.
love that for him. I love that. Some places when you go for Sunday lunch, they do a starter of Yorkshire puddings and gravy, like a trio of Yorkshire puddings.
Yes,
I love that for him. What's not to love about a Yorkshire pudding? Little pre-dinner chaser, and it wouldn't be a chaser, a pre-dinner snack of a Yorkshire pudding. Love that, love that, love that. Liam doesn't really do veg, so his dinner would be like meat, potato, Yorkshire puddings. He does like a bit of stuffing, does like a bit of that, but generally he is all about the Yorkshire puddings. He would happily have, well, he has a minimum of 6. He would happily have 12 though. There's no limit. There's no number. The only thing that holds him back is the size of our oven. That's the only thing. Now our nieces, Julia and Laura, they both love Yorkshire puddings. Now they grew up in Hong Kong, so they didn't have Yorkshire puddings that often. So when they come to the UK, they now live in the UK, but when they came back to the UK, they would be like, let us have the Yorkshire puddings. And Julia lived with us for a bit when she was at uni, and we would often make a Sunday lunch, and I used to do 24 Yorkshire puddings for the three of us. And I used to get about 2, and between her and Liam, they used to really put a shift in, and she could out-eat Liam on the Yorkshire puddings, which was quite the achievement, really.
Yeah.
She could I've seen her eat like over 12 in one go. They'd be putting a shift. I would not like 2 to 3 is my number. I could go to 4. To be fair, I could have 6. I think I've probably been known to have 6 months before, but and the more the better. The more the better. Generally,
It makes it makes a dinner, doesn't it?
It does. So you're only having it on a dinner. Would there be another situation where you'd be bringing a Yorkshire pudding into the mix?
No, I don't know. There's not another without. Yeah, I can't think of a scenario where I'm having one without
Sausage and mash.
I don't eat sausage, do I?
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, I used to, but you could have it one with sausage and mash. Yes.
Yeah.
Or toad in the hole.
Well,
that would be good and all.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you could have sometimes. I used to have you could have it with mince.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, oh gosh, I'm thinking about mince.
I know, I'm starving. I'm starving.
I know. I've just. It was never an intentional thing about the red meat, and then it just happened, and then I realised now I'm like, oh, I do miss. There's certain things that I do. I think, oh, do I miss that? And I just said mince and dumplings. Can't remember the last time I had it, but yeah,
mince and dumplings.
But we're talking about food, and
I know I'm starving.
I'm starving as well.
We might need to wrap this up. So, Yorkshire puddings, we want to know your views on them. We want to know what you have in them. Would you be one of the people in the world that don't like Yorkshire puddings? Are you one of those? Do those people exist? I've never come across one yet, but they might exist. So let us know. Do you like a Yorkshire pudding? Do you not like a Yorkshire pudding? Do you have rules about Yorkshire puddings? Are you only having them on certain meals? How many of them are you having? How do you like them cooked? We want to know your views on all things Yorkshire pudding related. So get in touch, comment on the podcast through your podcast listening platform, or comment on our Instagram page at the Rise and Hive podcast on Instagram and tell us all about it. Talk to your colleagues, talk to your friends, talk to your parents. Have it as a little team meeting agenda.
Yes.
Get involved. Use it as a receptacle for some connection to create a bit of community spirit. That's what we're all about.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it from us this week. And
have a fabulous rest of the week, guys.
Yeah. And lots of
next
love.
time, lots of love.
Lots of love.
It's the Rise and Hive podcast with Leanne.